You know, we're going to talk a lot about difference today, but I want to start with a trip. And we're going to get on our bicycles, so that may help get you going a little bit. So I'm inviting you to join me on a 10-mile bicycle ride to a place called Seth's Pond, which is a favorite family swimming hole on the island of Martha's Vineyard. And it's a favorite family swimming hole because it's a really small beach, fresh water, and your kids can never be out of sight. And this is where I witnessed, and you will be joining me to witness, the first ever gender bridge to be built in the United States of America. And here's how it happened. So we take this 10-mile ride. It's warm, not as warm as it is here. We're sweaty. We spread out our beach blankets. We lather ourselves with sunscreen. We put our sunglasses on, and then we lie back on our beach blankets. And we see the following scene on the pond. There are 8 boys, probably ages 5 to 9, and they are re-engineering the beach. They are building dams, and they are rerouting the water, and they're just having a wonderful time with this re-engineering project, and they even built a small spa. There was a hot tub. They were sitting in the hot tub. Well, then, along came the girls. And first, girl number 1 sat in the hot tub, and that didn't seem to be a problem. And girl number 2 didn't seem to be a problem. But girl number 3 started to become a problem. And then the chanting began, no girls allowed, no girls allowed. Remember Small Beach, the mothers hear this chanting, they march down to the spa, and they insist that the boys let the girls into the hot tub. And so we're watching. And the mothers get a little tired of this, and they go back to their blankets, and the same thing happens again, no girls allowed. And that goes on 3 times. And finally, the mothers get distracted, and they grow tired, and they move on to some other thing that they're paying attention to. And so the girls leave the engineered project on the beach, and they move a little bit down the beach, and they start to build a village. Well, their village is different than the boys' the engineered product. They have people and houses and shrubbery, and they even make little pets out of the empty clamshells on the beach. So the 2 scenes are very different, and both groups are having a wonderful time. But then this one girl sort of inadvertently, I think, starts to dig a trench that is getting closer and closer and closer to where the nearest boy is digging. And he notices her. And as he picks his head up, he also notices the little village that's being built over there. So without ever saying a word, these 2 on the edges of the engineering project and the village dig the first ever gender bridge. And their bridge meets, and it becomes one gigantic scene, and they even enlarge the hot tub so the boys and the girls can sit there together. And that was the first ever gender bridge. And this is the opportunity that we have in front of us. And this is the opportunity that you are taking advantage of at BKD. And I'd like to work with you to expand your hot tub, if you will. And we are going to do that by looking at differences. And so different than this morning, I'm actually going to name some stereotypes. And I'm going to put people in those buckets. And there is some truth, but not everybody fits the stereotypes. We're on a spectrum somewhere. And I'm going to focus on leadership initially, and what men and women bring to leadership that makes something extraordinary.